Okay, well, I found it necessary to make this video. I usually just do this stuff, but I figure somebody might want to know why I did this someday. The brackets that come with the roll-up door automatically go to the inside of the jamb. And in this case, the jamb doesn't run far enough above what would be the header or the top of the door. So if we come in here, let me take a look at it. It's framed in as a standard door. So the opening on the inside is 12 by 12. Because that header goes across and it's necessary for the structure of the barn to support the roof rafters, because that's coming across, there's no way to put this up the way it normally would. Normally it would bolt to the inside of those the insides of the boards on either side running up the perimeter of the door. So what I've done, instead of just having the two 1/2-inch lag bolts holding onto this inside of the beam, I cut a notch, and I'll show you on the one I'm about to do. And then I drilled 6 holes. So we still have one on the inside of the beam, but then we have 3 3/8 on either side of the bracket. It's kind of hard to tell in the dark, that go to the header board to hold it in place. And so I've been yanking on it pretty hard. That's definitely strong enough. But it's kind of the only way to do that. Now, in order to do this, because I couldn't go high enough, I did have to take 3.5 inches off the height of the door opening. So when the door's rolled all the way up, it'll be 3.5 inches short of 12 feet. So that was the compromise I'll have to make. And I'll have to cut the door guides before I install them in order to line that up. But to do this, and the left-hand side actually spaces out further, but works exactly the same. So to do this, I went ahead and I marked 3 inches. So this lines up with the door opening, what would have been the door opening. That's 12 feet exactly. 3 inches takes me to the header board. That was a reference mark. And then 5.5 inches from there gets me the clearance for the header. So what we're gonna do is take the plasma cutter, cut this out in a notch that leaves the bracket strong. It'll actually reinforce the header and that side beam. And then I'll lay out and drill 3 holes for 3/8 inch there, lag bolts, and 3 holes for 3/8 inch here on equal spacing. That along with the use of that 1/2 inch hole. I am still just using a 3/8 lag. I'm just putting it off to the side. I was a little concerned. I have 1/2 inch lag bolts, but putting them that close to the edge of the post, I was concerned about splitting it out. I'm sure they do this all the time, and that's what works for those door installers. But again, we've got plenty of strength in the 6 bolts instead of the 2 that are on this face, and then the single 3/8 lag there that I center against the edge of the hole. Kind of holds everything in place. So that's what we're doing. So a little bit of fab work, drilling 6 holes, and a little bit with a plasma torch, which doesn't take too terribly long. But that's what's going to give us our clearance and get this door in here. And as a result, like I said, we're only losing 3.5 inches on either side, but we're able to finish this off without having to do a bunch of extra framing and notching the header, which I really didn't want to do because it's already been pieced together when the barn was built. So I put that new 16-footer in there. It's a 2x6. Should be plenty strong enough, but again, having to notch it was not something that I really wanted to do. So I think one way or the other, even if I had framed in above it, we still would have notched the steel brackets to have them bolt in from the side. I like this too because it maintains distance between the axle attachment points on the reel. Now I know technically once those are sucked down, once those U-bolts are sucked down, it's gonna maintain that dimension. But This way everything stays plumb flush and level and is solid to the building. So hopefully this works. It's pretty far up there in the air. It's late at night, of course. And so I gotta get this bracket up there. Once I do that, I'm gonna cut out some tin, roll that door in, and see if I can't just put the curtain down for the night. And then I'll finish it off tomorrow with the actual mounting of the guide rails and finish work. So if something goes wrong, that's what I was thinking. God, I need to make a dump run.